Welcome back to the Sam Fox Shop series of videos. Today we're going to talk about the combination disc and belt sander.
So when you use this machine, please make sure that any loose clothing is pulled up, hair is pulled back, because you really want to avoid having anything get caught in the machine and pulled in. So usually you'll find your on-off button down here. This table should be used to support your material. So when using this machine, as opposed to holding the wood or metal up here to engage with the sandpaper, I want to take advantage of this tabletop to support my material to keep it from getting pulled into the machine.
So you're wondering which sander should you use in which situation. The belt sander is great for beginners. It's easy to adjust the table, it cuts a little coarsely, and it's great for just learning and getting some experience on the tool. The disc sander is better for more advanced students or intermediate students. The disc sander is a little less forgiving and it leaves a sharper, crisper cut. It removes material much quicker, so you need to be thoughtful when you're using it. Whenever you're holding a piece of material in the disc sander, we want to hold from the center to the left side of the disc. So as the sandpaper is turning, it's helping hold our material against the table. If I were to hold my material on this side of the disc, it can eject sawdust up into my face or even shoot little pieces of wood across the shop if I were to let go. We don't want any mini missiles in the shop. So take care and make sure you use the center to the left side of the disc sander. On all of our disc sanders, they're marked with the direction and rotation of cut. Please take note of that because not all brands are the same and we want to make sure we're working safely.
With the belt sander, it has a tabletop that can be adjusted to fit the angle that you're looking to work at. Underneath you'll find a knob that you can turn counterclockwise to loosen and adjust the table to whatever angle you need. Once you have that angle, tighten the knob, do your sanding, and when finished, reset the table back to 0 or at a 90.
For the disc sander, you'll actually find these locking knobs on the right side as well as the left side. So both of these I will want to turn counterclockwise to loosen, and then I can adjust accordingly.
Tightening the knobs. My table is now sturdy again.
You can use a speed square, you can use a combination square, any number of right angle devices that are going to tell you if your table and sanding area are at a 90. So you can tell by this right now that my angle is greater than 90. So again, I come below, I loosen, and I make subtle adjustments and press it up against the sandpaper to make sure I'm at a 90.
I will of course want to make sure that I'm wearing the appropriate PPE, hair back, garments tied up, eye protection, and ear protection.
When using either surface of the sander, it's important to always keep your material moving. If you hold in one spot too long, you can damage the belt or damage your workpiece. So make sure you have a light touch and keep that material moving across the surface as you abrade away.
Sometimes you might have a shape that could potentially, it's going to help that I keep the largest end on the table. This ensures that it can't get wedged into the space between the sandpaper and the table. Reversing that would be very problematic. You can see how this small edge can get wedged in, injure your material, and possibly the machine. Should that happen, immediately turn the machine off.
If you're attempting to achieve a high degree of precision, you can use a miter gauge which sets a specific angle in your sanding. You just drop the miter gauge into the slot on the front of the sander table and slide it back and forth, gently passing the wood over the abrasive material.
You'll notice burning marks in the wood. This comes from too much pressure being applied to the material against the sandpaper. So this can be taken away by hand sanding with another sandpaper or simply by applying less pressure as you finish the work.
Your sanding abrasives are full of wood and particulate material. You can use one of these hard rubber sanding erasers to go across the belt and the disc to clean them out. Just make sure that you hold it safely as you would a piece of wood.
One thing you might notice on your belt sander is that these belts may come out of line. In the case that that happens, find your monitor or one of the shop technicians, and we can take care of realigning it for you. The question is, how do you know when it's out of line?
That's a great question. We can check the alignment of a belt by looking at the drive wheel on the top. If we see silver on the left-hand side or the right-hand side, and none on the other, we know that the belt is out of alignment. If we let the belt continue to operate in this fashion, it will eventually cut into the corner of the sander and tear itself apart. So we want to make sure that we touch base with a monitor or a technician and ensure that there's silver visible on either side of the pulley at the top of the belt sander.